turn our attention to a category that celebrates innovation, adaptability, and the transformative power of technology in education. In today's digital age, educators who seamlessly integrate technology into their teaching practices are not just enhancing learning, they are revolutionizing it. These trailblazers harness digital tools to create engaging, inclusive, and future-ready learning environments. The national winner of excellence in technology-enhanced teaching and learning category is Esther Gumede from Magaliesburg State School in Gauteng. Esther Gumede has been recognized for her outstanding ability to integrate technology.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Excellence in ICT, enhanced technology teaching and learning. You walk away, ma'am. Ms. Esther Gumede, you walk away with a cash prize of 10,000 Rand plus a 1,000 Rand Woolworths voucher from Woolworths. From Vodacom Foundation, a laptop and a backpack. From Telkom, a tablet, free website for the school, teacher training at BCX. From the Chinese Embassy, a 21-day international trip. Ma'am, you also walk away with a car. And from Via Africa, that is the car that you get. Also from Via Africa, online digital education training sessions. Esther Gumede from Gauteng. Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
I did my high school at Matla Combined School, which is not far from here, still within the same district. I think from grade 6 until grade 12. Yeah. So throughout I was at Matla Combined School. And then from there, I got a Funza Lushaka bursary, but that was after my gap year. So after I got that, I got offered 3 bursaries, but I went for Funza Lushaka because I wanted to be a teacher. And then at UJ, I got admitted at UJ. And then I did my first year until 4th year at University of Johannesburg. Then after that, Funza Lushaka placed me. So I got offered 3 schools, but I chose Magaliesburg because I wanted to give back to the farm society. So I came to Magaliesburg Secondary, which is now a school of specialization, not far from here as well. So I was there from 2016 up until 2023 July. So that was actually my second teaching job, as I got the first one at Westbury as a student teacher. That's where I actually got my PESAL. So when I came this side, at least I had an idea of what happens in the classroom. So I've been there till 2023, and then August I came this side. And then during that time I was still studying my honors in STEM, which is Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics at UJ, also funded by the Department of Education, the Gauteng Department of Education Teacher Bursary. Then I completed, and then I furthered my studies in Masters, and I graduated this year with Masters in Science Education, and then recently admitted for a PhD in Science Education next year, still at the University of Johannesburg.
Hey, that's interesting. Where do you get the time?
I balance. It's about balancing. You know, when you have goals, you just put your mind to it that I need to do this at this time. Yeah.
You went to a farm school. Were you born in a farm? Were you living in a farm?
Yes, in plots. Those old houses that were used back then in the apartheid eras. So we're staying there. Lack of infrastructure, no proper sanitation. So that was actually my driving force, that through education I need to do it. I need to make it out of here. It was my ticket out of life. And then after I made it, I said, you know what, I have to go back to the farm schools and also give hope to a learner that comes from the same background that I had, that actually through education you can go far. So.
And what challenges do farm schools, experience?
We experience mostly is lack of proper infrastructure, because most of the schools date way back and often they're not getting renovated frequently. So those are the challenges, and the learners don't get exposed to tools such as ICT tools. So as a teacher, you have to become innovative so that you close that digital divide between them and the schools that are seen as the Model C schools. And sometimes the community as a whole has to lack support here and there in terms of the school and the parents and the teachers working together. So those are the challenges that we get exposed to, learners that don't have documents, and you have to assist as a teacher, because if a learner says, ma'am, I'm struggling with 1, 2, 3, 4, we find ways. That's why we even assist with calling Home Affairs to come and assist the parents here. So those are the challenges that you experience, because sometimes some of them come from child-headed homes. So we also have to close those gaps that come with it between us and them.
And then what inspired you to integrate information and communication technology into your teaching practices?
Oh, what inspired me? I like tools. I like technology. So when I did my master's, it was basically on digital tools. And then I realized that most of the kids don't use the tools like they are supposed to. Things like WhatsApp. WhatsApp, you can use it for a lot of things, but they are not aware of that. So I thought, no, let me integrate the normal digital tools so that I can make learning very interactive for them. And then I can go to their level as well. This is the Gen Z generation, so you have to move with them. So I use those tools because they're very effective. I'm able to integrate, I'm able to teach when I'm at home. It's blended learning. I'm able to monitor them through the quizzes that they do at home. At the same time, they're also becoming innovators. As you can see behind me, there are VR cardboards that they created themselves that we use in the classroom. So I just wanted them to be innovative, but at the same time, I also wanted to empower the teachers that are in the school, because I also, as a PLC leader, I also empower the teachers that, no, let's use ICT for monitoring, for moderation and this and that, because it makes things very easy, efficient and effective. So through ICT, I was able to produce good results as well, and then also empower the girls, learners as well, to become STEM innovative, because we are moving that direction of 4IR skills. So they have to be equipped regardless of the background that they come from. Hence, I'm integrating ICT within my teaching and learning.
Mm-hmm. Where did you start? Did you start with your subject? How did it happen?
It started with my subject. Started small, basically. I teach life sciences. So it's a lot of diagrams, a lot of structures. So I realized that learners, it becomes very challenging for them. So I use ICT, that's why I create quizzes, we create animations and videos, because learners learn in different styles. So there are learners that actually want to see what is happening, the visual learners. So I started it as my subject, small thing. And then I saw that, no, actually as a departmental head, I can actually use ICT to make my life much easier. So that's when I started also using it within my working profession, and using the different tools, because at the end of the day, you have to use what the department provides for you, and you make it innovative. And if it needs you to go an extra mile, you do go an extra mile. Like with the grade 11s, when we do the quizzes, I have to hotspot them because we have connectivity problems. So when I do that, I don't do that with the thing that, no, I'm gonna claim and whatnot. No, I do it because I want them to be equipped with the skills that I need them to have. At the same time, my subject becomes very fun for them and interactive, because I'm using things that they relate to.
So can you share some of the innovative digital tools or platforms you use to enhance classroom learning?
Teaching, yes. I use Copilot. With Copilot, it's able to differentiate my learners into groups according to the low-hanging learners, the high flyers, and then I'm able to design activities using Copilot. I use Canva AI. With Canva AI, I'm able to design lessons, and then I send it to them on WhatsApp, and then they're able to look at that at home. I also use WhatsApp, which is the cheapest for them, considering their background as well. So we do voice notes, and then I send them that this is for this topic, this is for what topic. I use Microsoft Excel. I use Google Forms for the quizzes. I also use flexi.com, which is something that I also share with my colleagues that they can use. They write quizzes, it scores them, they get immediate feedback. I get immediate feedback as well. So I'm able to integrate that, and then it gives them immediate response. So those are some of the tools that I use. It's quite a lot, especially with AI. So I just integrate them throughout my lessons, because even with Canva, I do animations. There's Scratch. So with Scratch, you can do storytelling, and then you're able to explain processes like evolution. So it makes it fun for them at the same time.
How does this happen in an area which is rural, where there are problems sometimes with connectivity and all that? You said you sometimes you hotspot here. How do they do it in their homes?
At their homes, I normally say, I even mentioned at the NTA that we do understand that not every child has a cell phone. But one thing I know is that every household has a smartphone. So sometimes if I know that it's an activity that I really, really need them to do, I do communicate as well in the parents group that the grade 12s have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. May you kindly assist. And with them, there are learners where the parent doesn't even have, like I said, some of them are child-headed homes where there's no phone. So with those ones, they use my own gadgets. So during lunchtime, they come and write the quiz using my phone or my tablet. Then from there, I'm able to record for them. So I create that space where they don't feel left out. And then with sometimes registers, my registers are online, especially for extra classes. So those ones, we do them in class. I give them my phone. The others also borrow them their phones. So at the same time, there's also peer learning and collaboration amongst each other as well.
Perhaps I'm repeating what you've already said, because that's my next question.
Okay.
You say, what challenges do you face when implementing technology in teaching, and how you overcome this?
Yes, the first one would be connectivity. That is a big problem because, we don't have connectivity. But if I know that I plan, because ICT you have to plan. It's not every day that I have to use AI. So if I know that today I need to use a data something, then I have to hotspot them. And then we have a box of tablets that we got from rural development. So if I know I'm going to use them, they have to be charged prior so that I can connect the learners. And then you also get that some learners don't even know what is a laptop. They don't know what is a tablet. So when you introduce something like a quiz, you have to go step by step with them to give them those digital skills that they need to have. So connectivity is a problem. Lack of resources is a problem. I teach a science subject, but we don't have a science lab. So when I do practicals and everything, I need to make sure that I plan prior because of the lack of resources that we don't have, although the department does supply us here and there when we need assistance.
So you said you started in your class with the subject you teach in your class.
Yes.
Then you went.
Yes.
Then you went to the school.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
With regards to the school, like I said, that when I joined the school, the teachers were still using files, which is paper. And what I did, I advocated for the use of e-filing. I would like to say that some of my teachers now use e-filing. Then my colleague heard of that. So now we are spreading it throughout that, no, let's go the paperless way. So it starts there. As a PLC leader, whenever I do quizzes, I also share with my colleagues that are from the district that please share with your learners as well. And they also ask, there's one that even asked, so can you please show me how you use that Canva AI? Because I told them how I use it. So the learners see my face using AI voice. So at the same time, they're able to relate. So using PLCs, I'm able to do that. Using training sessions, I'm able to do that. And then using community groups where we share ideas as teachers. That's why I'm able to mention that, no, this topic, I teach it this way using ICT. So basically, that's how I spread it. And I use the available resources such as Siavula. So those are things that I'm able to use so that we spread the words. It's things that teachers are familiar with, but because of reluctance here and there in terms of ICT integration, you have to just motivate them here and there.
Okay, what is Siavula?
Siavola, it's an app. It's not free, but the department makes it free for schools like ours. So it provides content for physical sciences as well as life sciences across. So it's an app that is free that the learners can do activities on. You're able to track each topic. You're able to record and integrate it.
Okay. And then I'm sure when you came with these ideas and all, how was the reception?
From the learners, it's always is.
And also from your colleagues and other teachers.
Yes, from the learners, when I first started, I remember when I showed them that we need to do the Google register, they're like, ha, ma'am, that's a register online. So basically it was that thing that, oh, we can actually do this, because when I do it, they're able to see their names, they're able to see their responses. So for them, it was very interesting to also see what they can do with the very same phones that they play with, that they can learn at the same time. And then to the colleagues, it was interesting, I don't want to lie, because considering that the school doesn't have a lot of resources. So when I first started doing it, they would ask, how do you do this? How do you do that? And they were very open to the idea, even way before. I think that's why I said that they're the ones that actually encouraged me to enter NTA, because of how they were very welcoming of how we can use ICT. So it's baby steps, but eventually they'll also integrate it fully.
Okay. How do you ensure that technology supports rather than replaces the human connection in teaching?
Oh, thank you. Because people often believe that technology replaces. It doesn't replace. It actually makes your work more efficient. So I'm able to use it, like I said, that it's not every day that I'm going to use ICT and ICT. There will be times where the learners have to engage with me fully, so that there's that one-on-one normal teaching, but then with the integration of ICT and technology, because we, like I said, we are moving in the fourth industrial revolution. We cannot run away from the fact that technology is there and it's there to stay. So the best thing is for us to equip ourselves on how to use technology and how to also inform learners of the integrity behind it, like things such as AI. You have to make sure that the learners don't depend on AI, because they may use it to copy. So when you do that, you create your own rules in the classroom. You make them sign forms that I'm going to use AI for this and not for that. So it's basically about the integrity behind using ICT in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. In your view, what role does ICT play in preparing learners for the future world of work or for their futures?
Basically, it makes them become innovative. Firstly, communication skills, because they, like I said, they create content. So it allows them to practice how to communicate, practice their language skills. They become free. They also become emancipated, because with the quizzes, they know that at this time I have to do it. Mem is closing it at this time. So they also become responsible for their own learning. And in future, that means that I'm also equipping them to be responsible citizens, citizens that can have digital skills that will allow them to be global citizens wherever they are. Because if a learner is able to use a Microsoft Excel integrated with Google Forms and Copilot, I believe that wherever they are, they will be able to integrate in any job market or workplace wherever they are. Even in university, when I got to university, I didn't know how to press a laptop or a computer. I got exposed to it at university. So me doing this now, it means that this child, when they get to university, they're already able to do that because I've equipped them with that. So I believe that with ICT, I'm preparing people that can be active participants in the globalist society.
What made you fall in love with ICT, computers and all that?
I've always...
You're coming from a rural area, you said you had not seen. What really attracted you to this?
I think basically when I started doing the course computer skills at university, like I said, that when I got there, I didn't know much about computers. So when I started doing that course, I actually started loving it and seeing that actually this can make work much easier and understandable. And then when I started integrating it at my former school, and I saw how responsive the learners were doing, and I measured it with their performance as well in grade 12, and I'm able to see that, okay, this is actually working for me. And that is when I got more inspired to use ICT. So when I came to Magaliesburg, I also weighed the resources that they have and the type of people that I have that I'm working with. And then I was like, no, let me equip them as well with the skills that I was using at an SOS. If I can do it at an SOS, I don't believe that at a rural farm school I can be prevented from doing that. So basically at university, that's where I got inspired to use ICT.
And what advice would you give to teachers who are hesitant or unfamiliar with using technology in the classroom?
I would simply say that it's all about mindset. Once you tell yourself that technology is not here to replace you, instead it can empower you and empower everyone around you if you just be willing to integrate it. Yes, it's complicated, but with minor steps, with the basics, and with the different teacher development programs that we attend that have to do with ICT and robotics, they can actually equip someone to be able to do those integration into ICT. And once we see it as a way of saying, this is the future and we have to move into that direction. But at the same time, we don't close that human interaction between us and the learners. ICT can be very effective. It can be efficient. They don't have to sit long hours moderating. ICT can do that for you. Don't have to sit long hours doing analysis. Copilot can do that for you. You just upload that mark sheet, you tell it what to do. It will do it for you. Less than 2 minutes, you have what we have. So basically, if we move that direction, you are also saying we are taking care of the environment because we are moving paperless. We are saving the trees at the same time.
And I'm sure the school, when we were walking in, I felt apex. There are so many learners. Yeah. I'm sure there's overcrowding. Doesn't it also assist you in an overcrowded classroom to do your work efficiently?
It does assist a lot. Like I said, I use apps such as Teacher's Corner. When we do terminology, we do quizzes and crosswords. So the grade 8s, they're often seen as very troublesome. And because of that, I'm able to design activities where they sit in groups and they work through that. So it's also helping me to maintain discipline because they become very engaging and interactive. So through ICT, you can actually get through a lot of barriers. Yes, it's a challenge, especially with connectivity and all those things. But if you have the passion for it, I believe that ICT can actually make a huge difference, whether there's overcrowding or no overcrowding, whether there are resources or no resources. As I said, that we create our own, especially with my learners in grade 10, 11, and 12.
How many learners do you teach in your classes?
I teach.
Which grades do you teach?
I teach 5 classes as a departmental head. So I have 2 grade 12 classes. There's 38 of them. Then we have grade 11 for life sciences, which is about 56. Then we have grade 10s. My class is only 1. And then I teach grade 8s, which is about 56 of them.
Yeah. So in a day you go to how many classes just in a day?
Roughly in a day, often in a day I see all of them, 5 classes. So in a day I can say I engage with over 110, 120 learners. The ones that I teach, not now spreading to the department that I'm running.
So if you were using paper, how long would it take you to give feedback, to assess the learners and all that?
Exactly. And I think with the paper, hence often we don't do things like the pre-assessment, post-assessment. Is that thing of say, I must go and print, come back, I must mark it again. But if I do that quiz online, it marks for me already. I just have to print out the marks, put them in my file, and then if I'm using e-filing, I just take it from there and I put it there. So imagine now doing copies, a question paper or pre-assessment of 5 pages for 56 grade 8 learners. That is a lot of paper. But with ICT, if I send them a Google form link, they can do it without even wasting much paper and ink, and also saving the school funds.
And how does it feel to be nationally recognized for your efforts in transforming teaching and learning through ICT?
It feels very good. I don't want to lie. At that moment, I think I took time to process, probably a few days, to actually process and acknowledge that the Department of Education actually recognizes us. It validates us as teachers that, you know what, we see the work that you're doing, and now we are recognizing the work that you're doing. And every time I say that win was not for me. That win was for the learners from Magaliesburg State School. That win was for the learners within the Magaliesburg community. That win was for the colleagues that have been empowering me throughout, from district level, provincial level. I've been empowered, and different structures that have been been there. Like I said now that a BEC member is the one that actually pushed me to actually enter, and she actually signed that form for me. So it's basically not for me. It was for the whole community at large. And it's really nice. And I believe that it has empowered other people. I've been getting a lot of messages asking, what is needed for NTA? How do I enter NTA? So basically, other people were able to see that through me, it is achievable, and they also get empowered. Now I believe that most teachers even want to know, what is this ICT? I got district officials asking me, how do you use this ICT? Can you empower our teachers on how you can use this ICT? So basically, it highlighted a lot of things, especially from a farm school area.
Would you say that would you be more or less fulfilled if you were in an urban school?
No, I don't believe so. I just believe that wherever I am, I'll do the best with what I have. Whether I'm at an urban school, a rural school, a township school, I'll still use the ICT skills that I have to keep that learner, because at the end of the day, it's not about where you come from. It's not about where you go. It's about that child, and that child that sees me as a teacher that gives him or her hope. So with me, it doesn't matter which part of the world I am at. As long as where I'm at, I'm able to make a difference, because for me, teaching is a calling.
And now you are head of department.
Yes.
At such an early age.
Yes.
With less than, you said you've been in the profession for 10 years.
For 10 years now, yes.
Within, with 10 years experience, yes. You are now a head of department. Sometimes, when people win, when people outshine, when people are good in the classroom, they would tend to be given better positions. They become subject specialists and all. I know it also goes with a better salary. Yes. What would you wish to see? Because now, would you like a situation where people would be recognized for what they do and then be remunerated accordingly? Because now schools lose when people go to become subject specialists and then they leave the school.
Yes, I think that's professional development is important. I think that's why even with SAYS and CPTD, we do these courses for development. So as a departmental head, I also have future aspirations. And my aspirations, I always say, they don't run out of the education sector. They are within the education sector, because even if I go to the district, the same skills that I now have as a subject specialist, I believe that I can equip the teachers to use them. And as a subject specialist, it means now I'm able to reach the broader schools, not just only my school or only my circuit. So I'm able to do that. If I go to provincial, still it will be the same thing. It's basically about what do you do when you get there. So if you get there and then you just forget where you come from, then it will be a problem. But if I get there and I'm still able to come to Magaliesburg State School and bring microscopes, it means that I'm still doing something. I'm still being impactful wherever I am. So professional development is important. Hence, I'm pursuing my career and my studies.
Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity, and good luck with your studies. Now you are entering the PhD level.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Karabungwenya, and I'm currently in grade 11A, and I'm the actual president of the school.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Ngwenya, Mam Gumede has put the school on the map by winning in the National Teaching Awards. How do you feel as a representative of the school of the students? How do students feel about her winning the award, about her putting the school on the map?
From the first place, the students or the learners in the school used to feel like our school doesn't have resources, we doesn't have the power to compete with other schools and such. But after the ma'am did this, everyone feels like we can compete with anyone, anytime. Our school is amongst the best. We are amongst the best. So we are so proud of Mam G, and she has helped us as learners to believe in ourselves also. That even though you come from rurals, you can still be on top.
You call her Mam G. Is
Yes,
that how
we call her.
learners call her?
Yes.
Why?
She's Mam Gumede, so my classmates doesn't call her Mam Gumede. They just take the G, Mam G.
Okay, and how is she? How is she amongst you learners? How is she? There are teachers who are strict. There are teachers who are laid back. What kind of a teacher is she?
Mam G is a strict teacher when it comes to books. When it comes to schoolwork, she's very strict. But she can also be friendly. Her class is always enjoyable because there are those times where we laugh. There are those times where we get onto business. We become serious.
She won in the category of using ICT and enhanced teaching. There are issues with connectivity and issues of gadgets and all. How did you embrace all that with your limited resources?
Firstly, according to myself, I believe that Mam G believes in the modern teaching, which is the ICT. I believe that she believes in that. So in our school, before she came, we didn't use the smart boards like the way we do right now. Like the smart boards, they were there only for watching movies. We were even playing games and music on those smart boards. But after Mam G arrived here in the school, we took these things serious because she taught us that we can use these things to learn. Like even myself, I didn't know that I can use a smart board to learn. There are some websites on the smart board where I can get in and join a class. I didn't know such, but after Mam G came, she taught us, especially my class, 11A, she taught us that these smart boards are useful for schoolwork. Like they are not only for movies, they are not only for music. You can do your schoolwork in these smart boards. And Mam G, she always goes to the office to fetch these tablets. I don't know, she says those tablets were donated to the school. So she comes with these tablets, we do quizzes in class. Sometimes, we do quizzes. Sometimes she connects those smart boards with those tablets with the smart board so that when she does her own quizzes there, when we play the quizzes, our results, our marks, we see them on the smart board.
So it makes learning fun.
Yes, it makes learning fun.
Yeah. And do you get that in other subjects?
No, we don't get that in other subjects because many teachers use the old ways of teaching, but sometimes in physical science we use the smart board when we do our what do we call this? Our experiments. We use the smart board for videos, but it's not. We don't use that always.
Would you say her method, her way of teaching you, has it made perhaps more learners to be interested in her subject?
Yes, I believe that her methods of teaching made us very interested in her subject because I think in my class, 99% they love life sciences. No one hates life sciences. Like the way sometimes as learners we have that time where we don't want to do anything. Then we see a maths teacher coming. Then we be like, yo, he's coming. But you see when it's life sciences, it doesn't matter. It's in the morning, it's after short break, or it's after lunch, or we are tired. How? When we see Mam G, we all run to class because we know it's going to be fun.
What words can you share with us? Like congratulating her on her winning.
I would just like to say I am proud of Mam G and I'm very inspired. We are looking up to her and all the congratulations to her.
Memoki, one of your own has put the school on the map by winning in the National Teaching Awards. I'm sure this winning is shared by the school and even the community. As the principal of the school, how do you feel about one of your own in a rural setting of some kind, winning a national award, beating teachers from all other 8 provinces?
We are very excited as a school. Personally, I'm very happy. And from the onset, I've been saying to her that you are going to get this award. Ms. Gumede is one person who's very enthusiastic, who takes challenges, holds the bull by the horns. She joined our school in 2023 as a departmental head. And in the SMT, she made changes. I realized her potential when she was still working in our neighboring school. And I got to talk about her with the former principal. And I told him that if you don't promote her, I'm going to take her. And indeed it happened. She brought changes in our school. And not only is she interested in her subject, life sciences only, or her department of sciences, but she develops learners holistically. We have a learner that won also a national award who had to go to Cape Town through her mentoring. And when you look at the topics and the things they were doing, were not life sciences or science related, they were more into geography. But she took it up with the learner to win those levels. Mem is very enthusiastic, as I mentioned, and she works with all her heart. She's very diligent in her work. And her entering the National Teaching Award, I told her at that level that, what is the biggest prize in this? She says, Ma'am, nationally you win a car. And I said, that car is coming to Magaliesburg. I'm sitting here to inform you that this win is not only for the school, not only for the district or the Department of Education, the community at large. They're very excited over it. After this, I'm going to a meeting with one of the resorts, Valley Lodge, to complete the package I requested for the community to do something for her. So probably she'll stay there. It will depend what they are offering. But what she has done, she has highlighted our position on the map. Life sciences as a subject has had its challenges, but those challenges, they ended with the history before she came. We are sure that no matter how tough things are for 2025, life sciences, physical sciences, which is her department, we are sure of 100% in those subjects.
Yeah. And how have you performed? Like last year, how did the school perform in those subjects?
We got 100% in both.
Oh, 100%. Yes. Yeah.
And the overall school performance was 98.5.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. She won in the ICT enhanced teaching category. And one would say this is a rural school, perhaps there's a problem with connectivity and all that, but she won in that category. How has she taken the school to be a school that uses ICT?
We are not a full ICT school.
Yes.
And we are not supported by the department with tablets for learners. But we do have tablets.
Yes.
Through her, the Department of Rural Development has provided us with tablets. As for laptops, every teacher has a laptop. And we only have a few classes, 10 out of the 30 classes we have, where there's smart boards. And not all learners are in those classes that have smart boards. But she's one of those teachers that from the onset, even when she has to teach the lower grades whose classes are not installed with smart boards, she takes them through to the classes that have smart boards, and she teaches them there. And she uses the little ICT that we have exceptionally well.
Yeah. So she doesn't complain. She just takes what is in front of her and uses it to the best of it.
That's how it is. And when she came here, moving from one school to another, the GDE laptop, you have to leave it with the school that you come from. And when she came here, I had just received mine, hadn't opened it. And the first thing that was mentioned was that it will take time for Mam Gumede to get a laptop. I've been waiting for mine, but I sacrificed it and I said, Mam Gumede, take that one. Yeah. You'll use it. I'll continue using my old one.
What did you see in her? You said you saw her in a previous school and you said you'll take her. What is it that really struck you about her?
It was through the SIP program, the grade 12 SIP program. Our learners were attending in that school, so I went there to monitor. And when I got there to monitor, unlike other teachers, she wasn't scared of my presence because I had my name tag on. I don't know whether she knew me or she didn't, but she could read my name tag. And I went into the class, getting my learners to sign my register, and I got to stand for a while in the classes. The register was moving, and I got fascinated in the lesson and how she was presenting the lesson. And talking with my learners, how is it at the SIP classes on Saturday? Are you benefiting and all that and whatever? And the first thing these learners mentioned was, ma'am, the life sciences, there were so many things that you went there not understanding, but now the teacher that side makes them so easy and all that, you see. Then I kept my eye on her and I said, this one, if this principal is not careful, I'm going to take her.
And now that she has won, are you looking at perhaps relooking at moving to school, the school to an ICT school? I'm sure it has made you think about how the school is using ICT and how you can advance. What has come to you?
Mam Gumede opened avenues that I never thought we were able to. Many people, even within the Department of Education, GDE itself, they still confuse the two schools. And when it comes to my motto with my teachers is that we work with what we have and we'll do the best out of it. They have a lot more resources that side. So many high officials have made, because the other school, Magaliesburg, is an SOS.
Oh,
yes. So we know how they are equipped with all that. They're equipped with things that they don't use.
Yeah.
And one of the officials was saying that most of what is there, they're not using it. We're going to make a recommendation that it comes this side. Because there is potential, there is willingness to use those resources. I'm thinking that comes from the inspiration that teachers have. And as I said, her coming here without the National Teaching Award situation, she introduced a lot of the use of the ICT
In the school.
And I always motivate my teachers that they should work their best with what we have. As it is, we're one of those schools that are piloting robotics. And she's eager to learn in that robotics, incorporating it in her lessons. Because in one instance, they were building models. And one of the models that they built, when I asked, what is this that you built? It was something that had to do with evolution. I said, robotics, evolution. No, ma'am, you can build anything. We're with Miss Gumede, and this is what she was saying. So she inspires even the others on the use of the resources that we have.
Yes. Can you get the profile of your learners and the profile of the parents? How are they, and how are they gelling and embracing this new ICT thing?
Okay. don't be deceived by the geographical position of the school. Geographically, we are in town because we are 300 meters where we're sitting to a wimpy. I learned that that determines a lot about even quintiling a school. This school, 80% of our learners comes from the surrounding areas. I suppose when you came in, you saw buses. 80% of our learners are transported with the buses to come to school. Some of them, they come from as far as 50 kilometers away from the school. They live on the farms around Magaliesburg. Yes. As you drive along Coastal Road, going to fetch a matric learner who didn't come to school, you know, those challenges that we may have. There's a part where it says, welcome to Northwest Province, welcome to Bujanala district, but you're still driving, fetching a learner. So we are basically a rural school, situated in town. We service people who come from the rural. Even the township, the ones that come from the township, is not a well-developed township like you could compare it to Kagiso. It's a township that is, it's a new township that is made out of predominantly people who come from the farms. So you can understand the type of a township that it is. We have, in terms of percentage, I would say 90% of our parents are not learned. Many of them are farm workers. A few of them, they work in the hotels around here in the resorts, and they're not doing, what can I say, managerial duties. Many of them, they are doing general assistant duties. So most of our parents are not learned, and they do not comprehend the ICT to the extent that other parents in other affluent schools would, but we take them through. You know, when we started having the smart boards, we take them into a smart board class to explain to them how this works and how their learners, that their children actually are supposed to respond to this. When we had tablets then still provided by the department, how they should take care of those tablets. Some would understand the taking care of these ICT objects, and some would not understand what it is, because remember, it would be the parent that would come to sign for the tablet. And then when the year ends, you said, but Mama, you signed for this. Yeah, but I signed. I didn't know that I must pay for it when it is damaged. But it was supposed to be taken care of. Where is it? Do you understand? Some of the, in one instance, we had a parent who gave the tablets to these loan sharks to get money over. So was failing to pay the loan shark, and the tablet could not come back. But there are those, but the number is still small, who understand the importance of technology in our society and how it impacts on our lives. And we also want these children to move with the times. We cannot leave them behind just because they are learners from rural areas. No, we take them with.
We hope what they learn, they will tell their parents, and their parents will benefit.
That's the ultimate goal, that they improve their lives at home as well. Yes.
Yeah, but I can imagine this juncture, you know, at home. You know, this kid comes home and just sit in front of this gadget, and the parents do not know what's happening. You know, when I was at school, my grandparents would say, asifundele sizwe, asifundele kuthiwani, ithini le nto, and all that. And I think even now, if they are curious enough, they can be curious to say, what is this? Also, you know, kubhalweni la, kuthini la?
Yeah, some of them, to a large extent, I would feel that they are using the illiterate card even where it doesn't work. Because we would relate what is on a smart board, on a tablet, with what is in the phones that they have. What is the importance of the internet and all that. And then in certain instances, you'd find that some of them do not have internet access when they're at home, and they are far from the library, because the libraries around here, they have internet, they have access.
And they do have libraries around here?
Yes. But some are too far from them.
Yeah.
So what would happen is that they can access the GDE online, and they use it for their assignments and all that. But only a few would benefit. You can remember, I said some of them, they stay over 50 kilometers away from here. And when they have to stay behind, the buses would leave them. That would be a challenge. So internet access become a challenge, an issue for them, because many of the learners, like any learner anyway, they do have cell phones. So some are clever that when they're here at school, they download stuff a lot. They download as much as they can to be able to use it later.
Really, it is quite a commendable thing that despite all of that, the efforts of Mam Gumede could be recognized. It means she worked hard to overcome all those things.
I learned something when she was motivating the grade 12s for when we had the prayer day for them. And she said to them, look at me. I went to school in Lesego Primary. It's a farm school. I matriculated in Matla Secondary. It's a combined school, actually. In Hegboord. It's a farm school. I come from Magaliesburg in a farm. If I, as Ntombi Gumede, can enroll for my PhD now, you too can do it. And it's a farm, she said to them, it's a farm girl talking to you. So you being from the farms does not limit anything. Here I am. You see, I could see those learners looking at her. It was after the celebration that now they got to know, because obviously when they went to class, they were asking their teachers, what is this thing that she won? You know, many teachers were explaining to them and whatever. But I could see those metrics, I could see a change on their faces when they heard that. And I said, you know what? I think this time around we did well. Unlike bringing them a motivational speaker from outside who tell them things that are out of their league and things that may sound abstract to them. But here we are, we're bringing them somebody who grew up in a farming community, who attended schools in the farms, you see, and inspiring them.
Okay, the learners are inspired. What about the teachers? What has this award? What has it done to the teachers, to the morale of the teachers? Yes,
I must say, this has opened doors that I never thought can be easily opened like that. You know, when I was hospitalized, when I was the first person she sent the message, and I put it in the staff group chat. And everybody was so excited, calling me, Ma'am, where is she? I said, you can't talk to her now. But this, and mind you, that was with the provincial. That was with the provincial. I said, keep her in our prayers. On Thursday, we're going for the nationals. You know, when I told them that you were talking to me like that and I was in a hospital, they didn't believe. And I phoned the SGB and I said to the executive, let's get into your course. But ma'am, you said you are in hospital. I said, I'm in hospital, yes. Life has to move on, even though where I am. She will not enter the school just like that. Everybody was inspired. Believe you me, our general assistants, I instructed them from where I was. You go to work on Sunday. Everybody would be there. We're not going to be seen like this and like that. You know, there was a lot of talking. I remember the one that said to me, are you sick? And I said, ma'am, you won't understand.
She didn't you?
She did. I said, you won't understand, but I just have to do this. As long as your blood pressure remains normal, I'm fine. But teachers are motivated. Teachers are inspired. The other day, because I came a week later, and we're talking, because all this time we've been talking on the phone and whatever. And she said to me, ma'am, you know, 4 of our colleagues have engaged me that they now want to do their honors. And whatever. I said, ma'am, thank you very much. I said, and ma'am, all the time you talk about the bursary reforms, the blah, blah, it's like they don't hear. But I'm glad. I'm glad that there's somebody whom they see. Because maybe with me, they think that the honor says for old people. But now they see where it's taking them. There's a lot. Our morale has been boosted. Very much so. And I did, when I came back and this first briefing we shared, I said to them that I'm glad that there's God's timing. Things happen according to His timing. What is happening now, I wished it could have happened much earlier, but I guess it wasn't the time. We didn't have the right people. Now we have the right people to help us.
Is it the first time that you have a teacher entering from the school, entering the awards?
No, it's not. We had Miss Mukomi. Miss Mukomi, was it 2018 or 2019? She came second in the province. Yes. She came second, and then fairly young educator as well. And I'm glad that these ones that are the youngest, if I may put it like that, they see them as their inspiration, because Ms. Mukomi is the DH for mathematics. This one is the DH for sciences. You see, so they can see that, you know what, there's something that we can do with our lives.
But for her winning and all, she said you were also, you know, there inspiring her, motivating her and all. You know, what is it that the school has that makes the person wants to thrive? And as a leader, you are the one who has to ensure that that school has that.
I'm one person who listens to what my teachers want or they need. And I try by all means to make things possible. I would say to them, tell me what you want. I'll tell you how much I can go with that. And Mam Gumede would come and tell me what she needs and all that and whatever. And I would say, okay, ma'am, if it's something that requires finances, I said, okay, I'll get an answer for you. Because, you know, with finances, we still have to consult with the SGP and whatever. But when I get to them, I tell them that, listen, we need 1, 2, 3 for this teacher because this is what it would do for us. And I would force them to approve, let me put it like that. Yeah. And in many instances, we got to a point where we took it out of the school. Situation where we would pray. We would pray, and when I asked her, while she was not even at still at cluster level, district level, and I said, what is the ultimate? with this. She says, ma'am, there's a car with this. And I said, that car is coming here. And she said, ma'am, I said, that car is coming here. It's coming to Magaliesburg. They let them sort out the paperwork now. And look, I do support them. I inspire them to work hard, and I do support them with the things that they would come asking if it's not possible, if it means we need to get sponsors and all that. We go out. We go out, we get sponsors, and here we are.
My name is Mankwane Khotle, BEC Mogale West, Deputy Secretary. I would like to say to Mam Gumede, you did us proud. You go girl, you go comrade, you are representing.
Let's awaken the masses and disrupt the status quo. We are the champions of change, mobilizing the consciousness and uniting revolutionary professionals in strengthening foundational learning and functional skills to advance inclusive and sustainable economic growth in pursuance of a socialist society, leaving no one behind. Be part of history. Together, we'll shape a world where education isn't just a privilege, it is a revolution. We can be the catalyst for change.